3, as well as the Creative Economy Support Bill, originating from the Senate as well and co-sponsored by nominated member Honorable Irene Mayaka. The Early Childhood Education Amendment Bill from the Senate is co-sponsored by the Honorable member Naisula Lesuda. So these are 5 bills that as the House convenes this afternoon, will go through first reading. Some of the priority business that the members will also consider include beginning debate on the Kenya Roads Amendment number 3 bill, originating from the National Assembly, Bill number 34 of 2025, sponsored by Honorable Peter Kaluma. This is on behalf of the House General Legislative Caucus. The debate on this particular bill is set to begin this afternoon, as it is a bill that is at its second reading stage. This is a bill that basically seeks to amend the Kenya Roads Act, Cap 408, to classify public roads into national trunk roads and county roads, and to vest the management of county roads under the county governments. This particular classification is intended to provide clarity in the maintenance, the rehabilitation, and development of the road network across the country. So that is a part of the objective of this particular bill. And of course, as members debate, then we will be able to get their opinions regarding this particular bill. But as you can see, the Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Dr. Moses Masika Wetangula, has already made his way into the chambers to proceed to preside over this afternoon sitting. So allow me to hand you over to this live broadcast. Good afternoon.
Mheshimiwa, tuombe. Ewe Mwenyezi Mungu, ambaye kwa hekima na wema wako umetiwa nyadhifa za viongozi na mabunge kwa ustawi wa jamii na utawala wa haki ya wanadamu, takusihi utazame kwa neema nyingi sisi watumishi wako ambao wameridhika kutuita ili tutekeleze shughuli muhimu za jamhuri yetu. Tunakuomba uteremshie baraka zako sisi tuliokutanika hapa, na utujalie tuyatende na kufikiria mambo yote yatakayofikishwa mbele yetu kwa njia ya haki na uaminifu, ili utukufu na sifa zako siendelezwe, na ili kustawisha amani, ufanisi na heri ya nchi yetu, na wale ambao haja zao wamezikabidhi mikononi mwetu. Amen. Sergeant, ring the quorum bell.
Well, the prayer has been said and the chair taken. However, much as we can see members already inside the chamber, that number is not enough to correct. And therefore, the Speaker has directed that the quorum bell be rung for 10 minutes, just to give room to the members who may be within the precincts of Parliament, but yet to make their way into the chambers to at least hasten their steps and get into the chambers and join their colleagues, and also enable the House attain that much needed quorum for the business that is lined up for consideration to be able to take place. Remember, this is as provided in the House Standing Order number 34. And if that quorum is not raised, then the House might risk being adjourned. I'm not sure that is exactly what the members want, because today is when the regular sittings are resuming after the long recess. So we believe that that quorum will be raised in no time, and the business that is lined up for consideration will, without any further delay, kick off. So if you're joining us, is that the House is about to commence its business. The prayer has been said and the chair taken, just that there is a quorum hitch. once that quorum is raised, then the business will start. But also to indicate that the House is resuming its regular sitting this afternoon after the month-long recess. So this afternoon, the business that is lined up for consideration include the debate on bills, the Kenya Roads Amendment Number 3 bill originating from the National Assembly. It's coming up for a debate as it is a bill that is at its second reading stage. Remember, that is the stage that bills are debated on and any amendments proposed and then considered at the committee of the whole house stage. Also, priority business this afternoon as the members resume their regular sitting this afternoon is consideration of the President's reservations to the Cancer Prevention and Control Amendment Bill, a bill originating from the National Assembly, Bill number 45 of 2022. This is a bill that the President recommended total deletion of all clauses. The President recommended the total deletion of all clauses. It is a bill that has only 4 clauses. However, the bill will no longer exist as a deletion of all the clauses means that the bill has been thrown out or has not managed to sail through to be able to become an act. So members had already begun considerations at the committee of the whole house, and they will be resuming from clause 3 on this particular bill, the Cancer Prevention and Control Amendment Bill, a bill that is originating from the National Assembly. The privatization bill, also a government-sponsored bill. And all right, the quorum has been...
Order number 1, administration of oath. Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Members on their feet, take your seats. Mwalimu Milemba, take the nearest seat. Thank you. Honorable members, I wish to welcome you back to the House for the third and last part of the fourth session of the 13th Parliament. I know that the recess was a working break for most committees, given the vetting of nominees proposed for appointment to various state and diplomatic offices and other priority matters that were referred to committees before and during the recess period. Nevertheless, it's my hope that you manage to spend some time with your families and constituents and are now ready to embark on the business that lies ahead. Honorable members, as we resume the sittings, the House is expected to transact several priority business already before committees. This includes the consideration of nominees for appointment to foreign and diplomatic missions, nominee for appointment as chairperson of the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights, and nominees for appointment as the registrar and deputy registrar of political parties. Honorable members, equally as you are aware, from 13th to 21st September 2025, the Community of Nations gathered in Tokyo, Japan, for the 20th edition of the World Athletics Championships. Notably, Team Kenya achieved a remarkable haul of 11 medals consisting of 7 gold, 2 silver, and 2 bronze as follows. Lilian Odira, gold 800 meters. Emmanuel Wanyonyi, gold 800 meters. Faith Kipyegon, the indomitable lady, 1,500 meters gold. Faith Cherotich, the little kid, I think I'm told she's 20. Yes, she's about 20. 3,000 meters steeplechase, graduating from a bronze in the last Olympics in the same event. Beatrice Chebet did what she did in Paris, gold, 5,000 meters, 10,000 meters. Paris Chepchirchir, one of the most spectacular marathon finishes for those of you who saw. They entered the final lap in the arena, neck to neck with an Ethiopian runner, and she outsprinted her. Marathon. Silver medals, again the indomitable Faith Kipyegon, 10,000 meters. And Dorcas Ewoi, running for the very first time for the country. I'm told she's a student in the US. Silver in 1,500. Bronze medals, Eliud Serem, 3,000 meters steeplechase, and Raymond Cheriot, 1,500. Honorable members, the achievements by our athletes earned the country the second position among the nations that participated, coming second to the United States of America that always participates in most events. The Kenyan team also topped the medal list of African countries. Honorable members, we are 53 or 4 million people. India with 1.3 billion. China with 1.3 billion could not match us. I think it is a very important feat. It is noteworthy that of these exemplary performances, some athletes made history in their disciplines. These are Miss Lillian Odera, who won a 800-meter women's event in a championship record time of 1 minute, 54.62 seconds. Emmanuel Wanyonyi, who similarly won the men's 800 meters in a championship record of 1 minute, 41.86 seconds. This is no mean feat, and we celebrate their tenacity and dedication that has not only brought glory to our nation, but also cemented our national pride as a powerhouse in athletics. Honorable members, I note with adoration the stellar performance of our female athletes, which made Kenya the first country in the world to win gold medals in all women's events at the championships. Actually, the girls have completely overshadowed the boys in this regard. This was made possible by wins by Lillian Odera in 800, Faith Kipyegon in 1,500, Faith Cherotich in 3,000 meter steeplechase, Beatrice Chebet in 5,000 and 10,000, and Paris Chepchirchir, who won the marathon. As I commend their superlative performances, honorable members, I also wish to laud all other gallant sportsmen and women in other major sports competitions for flying our flag high and bolstering our patriotism. On my own behalf, that of the House, and indeed on behalf of the whole country, I wish to congratulate Team Kenya on its participation in the 20th edition of the World Athletics Championships in Tokyo, and to recognize their historic achievements in the global arena. Right after order number 9, I shall accord the House a moment of felicitation, of course starting with the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Sports, Leadership, and thereafter the Honorable Cynthia Muge, member for Nandi, who apart from being the representative with the highest number of gold medals in this event, was the first to file a request to offer felicitations. I order that at the right time, the House shall record its felicitations for a maximum of 45 minutes. Honorable members, in the same spirit of the sports excellence, I also draw your attention to the upcoming order. Members at the bar. First, you've come late, and secondly, you are disorderly. Order, members at the bar. The House is in session. Honorable members, in the same spirit of sports excellence, I also draw your attention to the upcoming 15th edition of the East African Community Interparliamentary Games, scheduled to take place in December 2025 in Kampala, Uganda. The annual event had been scheduled to be hosted by the Republic of Burundi. However, due to resource constraints, they have expressed their inability to do so. These games, which bring together parliamentarians and parliaments of the East African Community, play an important role in promoting integration, enhancing visibility of our institutions, and strengthening people-to-people bonds across the region. I therefore urge members to step up preparations to ensure Kenya's effective participation in the Games. This will enable us to maintain the country's leading role in supporting integration and parliamentary solidarity through sports as we showcase our sports talents on the regional stage. Honorable members, as we embark on the third and final part of the session, this fourth session, let us remain committed to serving the people with diligence, integrity, and service above all. Once again, I welcome you back and look forward to a productive third part of the session. Finally, please join me in the usual way by celebrating such momentous achievements as the House by thumping your feet for the next 30 seconds. Thank you. Those at the bar, you see what you have missed by coming late. Honorable members, I also hasten to mention that I went to Kampala accompanied by a member for Arieda to salvage the hosting of the Iyala Games. So when it comes to giving comments, I'll also accommodate him the first opportunity to speak to this because we are running the risk of having no host. More importantly, members, I don't want to see a repeat of Mombasa. We performed very badly, even when we were hosting. Let's start in earnest, and I've directed the clerk to avail teams, facilities, and capacity to train and prepare properly and thoroughly so that we don't go to Uganda and be hopeless bystanders as others harvest medals and medals and medals, like we saw in Mombasa. Members at the bar, please come in. Like I said, after order number 9, I'll allow us to felicitate the Team Kenya. And I notice what is missing in the communication. At least we should also have saluted the coaches of this team that make proper selection of good athletes, mentor them, and take them to give Kenya an image worth emulating. Next order.
Order number 3, messages.
Members on their feet, take the nearest seats. Members at the bar, take the nearest seats. Thank you. Honorable members, I have a message from the Senate on the nomination of a co-sponsor for the Street Vendors Protection of Livelihood Bill, Senate Bill number 41 of 2023. Honorable members, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 41-4 relating to messages from the Senate, I wish to report to the House that I have received a message from the Senate regarding the nomination of a co-sponsor for the Street Vendors Protection of Livelihood Bill, Senate Bill number 41 of 2023. In the message, the Speaker of the Senate notifies that pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 162 of the Senate Standing Orders, Senator Esther Okenyuri, MP, being the sponsor of the said bill, has nominated the member for Kilifi North, the Honorable Owen Baya, CBS MP, to co-sponsor the bill in the National Assembly. Honorable members, you may recall that on Tuesday, 19th August 2025, I reported to this House a message from the Senate regarding the passage of 5 bills by the Senate, among them being the Street Vendors Protection of Livelihood Bill, Senate Bill 41 of 2023. As you may have noticed in today's order paper, the bill is scheduled for first reading under order number 9. Thereafter, the bill will stand committed to the Departmental Committee on Trade, Industry and Cooperatives, as earlier directed on 19th August 2025. Honorable members, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 1431B of the National Assembly Standing Orders, the Honorable Owen Baya, CBS MP, will now assume the role of the co-sponsor of the bill and will be responsible for marshalling its consideration in the National Assembly. I thank you. Next.
Order number 4, petitions.
Members on their feet at the bar, take the nearest seats. Farah, where is your nearest seat? Thank you, honorable members. Honorable members, I wish to convey a petition regarding a proposal to amend the Consumer Protection Act to provide for the induplum rule. Honorable members, Article 119 of the Constitution accords any person the right to petition Parliament to consider any matter within its authority. Further, Standing Order 2252B requires the Speaker to report to the House any petition other than those presented by a member. Honorable members, in this regard, I wish to report to the House that my office has received a petition from Mr. Allen Waiyaki Gishuhi, EBS Senior Counsel, of Wamai and Allen Advocates, calling for the House to consider amending the Consumer Protection Act Cap 501 to codify the induplum rule. The petition avers that the purpose of the rule is to protect borrowers from exploitation, prevent endless accumulation of interest, and encourage fair lending practices. Section 44A of the Banking Act codifies the induplum rule, which provides that interest on a loan ceases to accrue once it equals the outstanding principal amount when a loan becomes non-performing. The petitioner further states that despite the existence of this law, many borrowers continue to suffer from banks, financial institutions, unscrupulous lenders, and shylocks, charging interest and penalties beyond the principal loan amount. These practices have resulted in the violation of consumer rights under Article 46 of the Constitution and have exposed Kenyans to unfair deprivation of property. Additionally, the inconsistent judicial interpretations on the scope and timing of application of the rule, whether before or after restructuring a loan, or whether penalties count as interest, further lead to the harassment of borrowers by debt collectors, even after repayment obligations have exceeded the statutory threshold. The lack of clarity and enforcement undermines public confidence in the financial sector and violates national values under Article 10, especially transparency, accountability, and social justice. Honorable members, the petitioner, therefore, prays that the National Assembly considers amending the Consumer Protection Act, Cap 501, to provide for when the induplum rule takes effect, whether it applies to penalties, default charges, and other costs in addition to interest, uniform mechanisms for debt restructuring and recovery in compliance with the rule, redress mechanisms for borrowers who have been subjected to unlawful interest charges, including refunds or set-offs, and any other mechanisms that will secure borrowers from exploitation, enhance consumer protection, and uphold the Constitution. Honorable members, having established that the matter raised in the petition is well within the authority of this House, and further, that the matters raised in this petition are not pending before any court of law, constitutional or legal body, I hereby commit the petition to the Public Petitions Committee for consideration pursuant to Standing Order 208A. The committee is required to consider the petition and report its findings to the House and the petitioner in accordance with Standing Order 227. I thank you. Next. Yes, Omboko Milemba.
I think, Honorable Speaker, thank you for this opportunity. Let me thank the petitioner on the matter concerning the Consumer Protection Act and any other relevant legal frameworks and laws that may be in existence, because I remember vividly, this is one area which one earlier legislators by the name Joe Donde really dwelt on for the longest time, and it looked like at one time, Honorable Speaker, that it had been put in law as the petitioner so requests. But somewhat from what we see is that the banks and the other lending institutions still are very harsh on those who do borrow, and they have actually made it difficult for the local and simple people within the communities to do the borrowing. But what still are the other players who have come on board and who are not or seem not to be controlled or checked by this law. These are the many mushrooming small financing institutions that are also giving loans to many Kenyans. I think as the committee looks at this particular petition, it should consider roping in the other many lending institutions which are making it very difficult and catapulting the interest beyond what the borrowers can actually achieve. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Zamzam.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika, na mimi niweze kumpongeza ambaye ameleta hiyo petition leo. Mheshimiwa Spika, tunapata wale ambao wanadai watu, Mheshimiwa Spika, ambao wanatoa hizi loan wanaenda hata zaidi. Mheshimiwa Spika, juzi nimekuwa na hawa watu wa tuktuk ambao wanafanya biashara ya tuktuk, Mheshimiwa Spika, na wametaja kuna makampuni ambayo yanatoa loan kama vile kina Mogo, kina Tala na wengine. Mheshimiwa Spika, unapata mtu ametoa jasho lake, amelipa tuktuk mpaka imebaki pengine 10,000, amedefault siku moja ama siku mbili, anakuja anapokonywa ile tuktuk inachukuliwa. Mheshimiwa Spika, Mheshimiwa Spika, kuna wengine hata mimi hapa kwa simu miaka ya nyuma, na siku hizi imebidi niangalie tu, niliwahi kuchukua nikataka kuangalia hizi loan zafanya vipi. Niliwahi kuchukua kwa Tala 2,800. Amini usiamini Mheshimiwa Spika, nililipa 4,000, nikalipa 11,000, nikaja nikalipa 14,000, ilipofika wanandai tena 16,000 kutoka kwa 2,800. Mheshimiwa Spika, hapo ndo nilianza kuangalia, kile wakituma message mimi naangalia tu, kwa sababu ni uwizi wa dhahiri. Mheshimiwa Spika, na Wakenya wengi huku nje wanalia, wanachukua loan pesa kidogo, lakini ile interest ina accumulate kushinda zile pesa ambazo wamezichukua. Mheshimiwa Spika, Wakenya wengi wamepoteza mali zao, na hasa ino kampuni ya Mogo ukiangalia imeibia Wakenya sana pesa nyingi sana. Mheshimiwa Spika, na hizi kinatala. Kwa hiyo lazima tuweke sheria ya kuweza kuregulate, tuhakikishe hata kama wanataka kuchukua ile interest isiwe zaidi ya ile pesa ambayo mtu alikopa. Mheshimiwa Spika, wameibia sana Wakenya, na mimi niweze kumpongeza huyu ambaye ameleta hii petition. Nimwambie kama mama kutoka Mombasa ambaye na support bodaboda, na support watu wa tuktuk, na support yule mama mboga na biashara yake ndogo kwa kuibiwa kutokana na hawa watu, nitasupport sheria iweze kutungwa ili tuweze kuhakikisha tuna regulate industry. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. From the onset, let me thank Senior Counsel Alan Gishui for bringing the petition. Mr. Speaker, I wanted to bring to your attention that I wrote to your office on the 17th of this month proposing similar legal reforms. And Mr. Speaker, I do not know where now my reforms will be left now that we have committed the petition to the Petitions Committee, because I was seeking also to introduce amendments that
I
have a
confirm
similar...
that I received your proposal.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
And it's under consideration.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
And this petition does not compromise your intentions.
Most obliged, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Next.
Order number 5, papers.
Majority Leader.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I think, Honorable Speaker, it's nice to be back for the last session of the fourth session. Is it? Okay, Honorable Speaker. I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the House today, Tuesday, September 23rd, 2025. 1. Draft legal notice relating to the National Police Service Commission, Recruitment and Appointment Regulations 2025 from the National Service Commission. 2. Annual County Government Budgets Implementation Review Report for the financial year 2024-2025 from the Office of the Controller of Budget. 3. Annual National Government Budget Implementation Review Report for the financial year 2024-2025 from the Office of the Controller of Budget. 4. Annual Report of the Commission on Administrative Justice for the financial year 2023-2024. 5. Annual Performance Report for the Credit Guarantee Scheme, Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, MSMES, from the National Treasury and Economic Planning for the financial year 2024-2025. 6. Report on performance of the special groups, youth, women, and persons with disability for the second half of the financial year 2024-2025 from the Public Procurement Regulatory Authority. 7. Auditor General's Forensic Audit Report on way leave compensation in 7 donor-funded projects by the State Department for Energy. 8. Auditor General's Performance Audit Report on management of unclaimed financial assets. And lastly, Honorable Speaker, report of the Auditor General and financial statements of a case study on integrated delivery of selected non-communicable diseases in Kenya, PHGF grant number TFOA 5636, Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital for the year ended 30th June 2025, and the certificates therein. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay, and thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Chairman, Budget.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the House today, Tuesday, 23rd September 2025. Reports of the Budget and Appropriations Committee on its consideration of 1. The Equalization Fund Appropriation Bill, Senate Bill number 7 of 2025, and 2. The County Government's Additional Allocations number 2 Bill, Senate Bill number 8 of 2025. Thank you.
J-Lac.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the House today, Tuesday, 23rd September 2025. Reports of the Departmental Committee on Justice and Legal Affairs on its consideration of the approval hearing of number 1, nominee for appointment as the chairperson of the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights, and number 2, nominees for appointment as registrar and assistant registrar of political parties. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Chairperson, Defense, Intelligence, and Foreign.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the House today, Tuesday, 23rd September 2025. Report of the Development Committee on Defense, Intelligence, and Foreign Relations on the approval hearing of 9 nominees for appointment as High Commissioner, Ambassadors, and Consuls General. Thank you.
Thank you. Chairperson, Public Petitions Committee, Karemba.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the House today, Tuesday, 23rd September 2025. Reports of the Public Petitions Committee on its consideration of 1. Public Petition number 52 of 2023 by the Honorable Ibrahim Abdi, MP, regarding the banning of the use of asbestos as a roofing material. 2. Petition number 55 of 2023 by Mr. Bernard Mokaya Magembe regarding enactment of legislation to regulate the credit management professionals. 3. Public petition number 74 of 2023 by Mr. Charles Ogola Osango regarding enactment of the Bankers Professional Bill. 4. Public petition number 8 of 2024 by Honorable Esther Passaris, MP, regarding amendment to the Penal Code to provide for the offense of sextortion. And 5. Public petition number 13 of 2024 by Dr. Lukoya Atuli regarding decriminalization of attempted suicide. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Before the next order, allow me members to acknowledge in the Speaker's gallery St. Mary's High Taita from Undanyi, Taita Taveta County. If you are in the gallery and you are mentioned, you stand up to be acknowledged. Thank you. You may take your seats. Ruathia Girls School from Kangema, Muranga. Thank you. From the public gallery, we have St. Jude Catholic Primary from Embakasi East, Nairobi, and Bright Future Vision Academy from Kabete in Kiambu County. On my behalf and on behalf of the House, we welcome the students, their teachers, and those accompanying them to the House of Parliament. Yes, Wangari?
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm just joining you to welcome the students to this House, and also note, Mr. Speaker, that I schooled in Ruathia Primary School in Kangema constituency. And these Ruathia girls, Mr. Speaker, my mother, Nancy Wanjera, has been the secretary there for 42 straight years. 42 straight years until 2018. So it is a school that is very close to me and to my heart, and I join in welcoming all of the others, Mr. Speaker, to the floor of this House.
Thank you. Next order. Congratulations to your mother.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Jane Kagiri.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to give the notice of motion. Extension of the African Growth and Opportunity Act, in brackets AGOA. Aware that the African Growth and Opportunity Act, in brackets AGOA, enacted in the year 2000 was designed to enhance economic development and strengthen governance in eligible sub-Saharan African countries by granting duty-free access to the United States of America market, thereby increasing trade and investment. Recognizing that AGOA has played a critical role in expanding trade, attracting investment, and creating employment, especially for the low-income workers, thus fostering economic growth and social stability. Concerned that the current extension of the AGOA program, which was granted in 2015, is set to expire in September 2025, posing a serious risk of economic disruption, will cause job losses of approximately 66,000 Kenyans and many other related indirect job losses, and result in increased poverty across AGOA-dependent sectors in the sub-Saharan region. Noting that women comprise approximately 75% of the direct beneficiaries of AGOA, and that their incomes directly support education, healthcare, and poverty alleviation. Acknowledging that AGOA has significantly boosted African exports to the United States of America, including agricultural products such as coffee, nuts, fruits, and vegetables, amounting to over US dollars 500 million in the year 2020, as well as enhancing local textile and cotton industries that have generated thousands of jobs. Further acknowledging that the expiration of the term of AGOA would trigger market uncertainty, deter investment, disrupt supply chains, and adversely impact both African and American businesses that rely on AGOA-linked trade. Cognizant of the fact that AGOA has been greatly beneficial to the United States of America by supporting supply chain diversification, strengthening bilateral trade ties, and connecting United States of America businesses to opportunities under the African Continental Free Trade Area, in brackets AFCFTA. Appreciating that the continued existence of the AGOA framework would enhance the trade and investment prospects for both the United States of America and the eligible countries in Africa. Now, therefore, the House urges the government of Kenya, in collaboration with the government of the United States of America, to pursue an extension of the African Growth and Opportunity Act, in brackets AGOA, for an additional 16 years until 2041, to safeguard the economic gains, protect livelihoods, and promote long-term stability and prosperity across the African continent, and in the alternative, in the case of non-renewal, there be a transition period of 2 years to develop a trade deal that shall safeguard the businesses and job opportunities in both Kenya and the United States of America. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Kagiri. Chairperson Jailak Murugara.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to give notice of the following motion. That taking into consideration the findings of the Departmental Committee on Justice and Legal Affairs in its report on the approval hearing of a nominee for appointment as chairperson of the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights, laid on the table of the House today, Tuesday, 23rd September 2025, and pursuant to the provisions of Article 252 of the Constitution, Section 11 of the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights Act, Chapter 71, and Sections 3 and 8 of the Public Appointments Parliamentary Approval Act, Chapter 7F, approves the appointment of Honorable Ms. Clarice Agwor Oganga as the chairperson of the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights. Also, Honorable Speaker, I beg to give notice of the following motion, that taking into consideration the findings of the Departmental Committee on Justice and Legal Affairs in its report on the approval hearings of nominees for appointment as Registrar and Assistant Registrar of Political Parties, laid on the table of the House today, Tuesday, 23rd September 2025, and pursuant to the provisions of Section 3 and 8 of the Public Appointments Parliamentary Approval Act, Chapter 7F, approves the appointment of the following. Number 1, Mr. John Cox Lotionoko as Registrar, and number 2, Ms. Agatha Wanjiku Wahome as the Assistant Registrar of Political Parties. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Sir George. Chairperson, Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations Committee, Bashir. Commissioner Makau, can you disband that Kamkunji? Order. Order, Commissioner. Is that Commissioner Makau or it is a... No, it is Lendutu.
Yes. Notice of motion, approval hearing of nominees for appointment as Ambassador, Permanent Representative, and Consul General. Honorable Speaker, I beg to give notice of the following motion. That taking into consideration the findings of the Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations in its report on the approval hearings of 9 nominees for appointments as High Commissioner, Ambassador, and Consul Generals, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 23rd September 2025, and pursuant to the provision of Article 132(2)(e) of the Constitution, Section 222 of the Foreign Service Act, Cap 185(e), and Section 3 and 8 of the Public Appointments Parliamentary Approval Act, Cap 7F. This House approves the appointment of the following persons as High Commissioner, Ambassadors, and Consul Generals. 1, High Commissioner. Honorable Florence Chepngetich Bore, Mission Windhoek, Namibia. Ambassadors, Ambassador Anthony Mwaniki Muchiri, Ankara, Turkey. Ambassador Lucy Kiruthi, Bangkok, Thailand. Mr. Henry Wambuma, Bujumbura, Burundi. Mr. Abdirashid Salad Abdille, Jakarta, Indonesia. Ambassador Joseph Musyoka Masila, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Ambassador Edwin Afande, Vienna, Austria. Consuls Generals, Mrs. Jane Chepkorir Toretich, Dubai, United Arab Emirates, and Mrs. Judy Kiaria Nkumiri, Goma, Democratic Republic of Congo. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Bashir. Clerk, skip Order 7 for now. Call out Orders 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12.
Order number 8, the Provisional Collection of Taxes and Duties Repeal Bill, National Assembly Bill number 18 of 2025, first reading. A bill for an act of parliament to repeal the Provisional Collection of Taxes and Duties Act and for connected purposes. Order number 9, the Street Vendors Protection of Livelihood Bill, Senate Bill number 41 of 2023, first reading. A bill for an act of parliament to provide a legal framework for the recognition, protection, and regulation of street vending in Kenya, the identification of minimum standards for street vending and for connected purposes. Order number 10, the Local Content Bill, Senate Bill number 50 of 2023, first reading. A bill for an act of parliament to provide for a framework to facilitate the local ownership, control, and financing of activities connected with the exploitation of gas, oil, other petroleum resources, and mineral resources, to provide a framework to increase local value capture along the value chain in the exploration of gas, oil, and other petroleum resources and minerals, and for connected purposes. Order number 11, the Early Childhood Education Amendment Bill, Senate Bill number 54 of 2023, first reading. A bill for an act of parliament to amend the Early Childhood Education Act and for connected purposes. Order number 12, the Creative Economy Support Bill, Senate Bill number 30 of 2024, first reading. A bill for an act of parliament to establish mechanisms for the support of persons in the creative industry, to enhance the contribution of creative industry to the economy, to establish the Creatives Fund, and for connected purposes.
Thank you. All the honorable members will now go back to the issue of our illustrious athletes and the hosting of Iyala Games in December On the Yala Games, I'll only give one person to comment. Honorable Tienda Molo, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, allow me to congratulate our athletes who performed very well in Tokyo. It demonstrates that as a country, we remain an athletics powerhouse, and other pretenders to the throne should take note. On Yala, Mr. Speaker, I wish to inform the members that I was privileged to accompany the Speaker to Uganda. As already advised, the Republic of Burundi was to be our next host but could not host for other reasons. But next in that rotation should have been the East African Legislative Assembly, who also were unable to host again for reasons that can be discussed later. The Republic of Uganda was then to host after that, and therefore it took the persuasion of our Speaker and other speakers who were present to persuade the Republic of Uganda to bring forth their hosting essentially by 2 years. And they graciously accepted, confirming that they'll be able to host the games between 5th and 17th of December, and left the details of the exact place for hosting to the Central Planning Committee that should be meeting anytime soon. The Central Planning Committee will then communicate the schedules and the exact venues. Mr. Speaker, I wish to urge our own Bunge Sports Executive Committee to plan in haste. First of all, to plan in haste in terms of securing hotels and appropriate transport mechanisms and advise members in advance. Secondly, to plan in haste in terms of securing appropriate uniforms of the right sizes to members. Over the years, although this has improved in the last 3, 2, and the last 1 year, there's still room for improvement. Some members still are not able to get the right uniforms that they required. I also urge the committee and the leadership of the two houses to allow members prepare for these games appropriately, to prepare by allowing and arranging friendlies, to prepare by allowing and arranging the respective disciplines, to at least have some camp for training before the games. Mr. Speaker, we did badly in Mombasa, but it must also be understood that we only traveled with 1 day to spare. Many of the other teams had camped in Mombasa for at least 1 week, which we were not privileged to have. We hope that now that we are going to our neighboring country, we will be allowed to at least camp. We will be allowed to bring supporters, which we have not usually brought, even if those supporters are in the name of our own staff members, and that we will be able to prepare for these games appropriately. Mr. Speaker, I am confident that the 8 or 9 disciplines that will be participating, we will do much better than we did in Mombasa. And on behalf of the soccer team, I can assure you and assure this House that we are practicing in earnest, and we look forward to all the support that we can get from the leadership. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Amolo. The JPC to the games, which you are a member with Kawaya and somebody else, must take this very seriously. In Mombasa, you recall I went to watch the volleyball game against Rwanda or Burundi. You didn't even have a substitute player. Not even one substitute player. And we were not very comfortable. You saw our football, how Tanzania sent rings around us, and so on and so forth. Please prepare in earnest. The clerk is directed, like I said, to enable the teams to prepare properly and thoroughly. You must be physically fit to play football, Honorable Mboko Milemba. Now I'll give, who is the chairman of sports? I said we'll start with the chairman of sports. Dan Wanyama is not here. Let me give Cynthia Muge, who wanted to make a statement on this. Thereafter, can we do a minute or two each? 2 minutes each? Okay, Cynthia, go ahead.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity to congratulate the great sportsmen and women who represented Kenya in Tokyo for the 2025 championship. Honorable Speaker, we are proud of that team because it has brought back the glory that Kenya as the powerhouse for sports and athletics, Honorable Speaker, has always been. Remember, Honorable Speaker, this is our third best performance since the inauguration of the championships, Honorable Speaker. We've had 18 medals previously, and we've had another 15 medals previously. And today, Honorable Speaker, we have 11 medals. We want to appreciate all the gold medalists, the list that you have presented to this House today, Honorable Speaker, and we appreciate their efforts that they have been able to once again, like we have mentioned in this House, that this is the team that hoists the flag of Kenya every other time. And Honorable Speaker, we have also said that they have not been appreciated enough because of the very good work that they do. Honorable Speaker, we remain the best in Africa, and it is such a proud moment, Honorable Speaker, to be African. And it is even the best moment to be Kenyan, Honorable Speaker. And every day, Honorable Speaker, our athletes continue confirming that Kenya is the absolute kingdom of athletics and championships, Honorable Speaker. And we appreciate the people that represented us as a country, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I also want to note that over time, our athletes have been doing a very good job. Previously, Honorable Speaker, we have contemplated having them have translators. But this time around, Honorable Speaker, when you listened to Ewoy speaking, when you listened to Perez speaking, when you listened to Wanyonyi speaking, when you listened to Faith Kipyegon speaking, you felt proud as a Kenyan because our athletes are properly able to present themselves, Honorable Speaker, and express themselves. Honorable Speaker, this also calls for responsibility for us. As a country that hosts these great people, what are we doing to support the sports, Honorable Speaker? And I appreciate the government of Kenya Kwanza because of the up-to-standard stadiums that we are building. And Honorable Speaker, I am seeing a brighter future for athletes, and we want to really appreciate them so that they can continue hoisting the flag of Kenya. We want to tell all the gold medalists and the people who have participated that as Kenyans, we...
Thank you. KJ.
Mr. Speaker, I thank you for your communication. In your communication, you indicated that Kenya is a very small country compared to countries like America. America is probably 6 times the size of Kenya in population, around 17 times in size. And it is so, we are in our place, Mr. Speaker, to be celebrating our athletes who brought us glory. Mr. Speaker, it is to make the observations going forward that one, as you noted in our communication, our male athletes will need a boost. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, it is also to recognize that sports is a national event. It never matters who will wear the gold medal. Mr. Speaker, in the past, any community has had an opportunity to bring glory to Kenya. And so when we see a runner coming from Migori and winning gold and breaking record, Mr. Speaker, this brings our country together in such a way that we are reminded of our glory times when we knew in athletics a medal could come from anywhere. From Eastern, we have had Rose Tatamuya. From Central, we have had John Ngugi and Wanjiru. Now we are having Omanyala and Odira from Nyanza. This is to say, Mr. Speaker, that if we set up centers...
Omanyala is not from Nyanza.
No, Omanyala from Western. Omanyala from Western and Odira from Nyanza. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I stand to be corrected. And of course, our powerhouse in Rift Valley, where we breed champions, Mr. Speaker. The point I was making is that these athletics, just like the football that just went, was just needing leadership, Mr. Speaker. And when we offered leadership, we start winning again, and it is to congratulate Kenya, to congratulate the athletes, and for bringing Kenya back to winning ways on the international platform. I thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Bensouda.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. And I want to thank you because you've spearheaded the love for sports and given even a clear framework for others that are yet to come. Honorable Speaker, I rise on behalf of women in this nation to confirm that truly women can lead. And the athletes who went there have exhibited exemplary performance. And this portrays that women are capable and competent of leading and giving the mantle. I rise also on behalf of Nyanza region. We have a movement of the Luos in this country called, in vernacular, allow me to quote, Segand Nyinam, the story of the daughters of the lake. Lillian Odira happens to come from Migori County. And Honorable Speaker, we are celebrating as Nyinam, the daughters of the lake. And I want to ask you, Mr. Speaker, that as the athletes will be invited for dinner, I want you also to organize a special dinner for the Speaker and invite all women in this House to join you with those women who has led this country. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I congratulate them.
Thank you. Is that Kimayo? Oh, Cherorot? Cherorot?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to also participate and congratulate our athletes who managed to do us proud in Tokyo. I want to say, Mr. Speaker, this country is actually powerhouse because of the sports, or at least athletics, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to talk about Patrice Chebet. I mention her because she comes from my constituency, Mr. Speaker, and Patrice started, actually, there's a camp we started in 2006, and she has really proved to be one of the heroines who can be able to represent this country. I want to say, Mr. Speaker, that this country, we rely on athletes who are actually using only food without using enhancement substances, Mr. Speaker. And I want to encourage, Mr. Speaker, that our athletes should always be able to practice without doping, Mr. Speaker. I want to say also that the coaches are there, Mr. Speaker. They are unseen team who are actually managing to train and also teamwork in this country. I want to say we are proud of our athletes and congratulations to this country and also those who represented us abroad. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Yes, Mwalio, you normally sit somewhere else.
Yeah, nimeama. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. I want to take this opportunity to congratulate our athletics for the best performance and the proud they have given us in this country, because we are rated one of the best in this continent. We would like to say that even we will do better in the future, given the sports academies that are being built in many of our constituencies, because we will take our students there to practice, and even the young people that have finished schools that they have nothing to do, will be able to take them there and be able to practice, to be able to excel in the sports. So we congratulate them and we say, well done, our Kenyan team. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mwalio. Haika.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you for this opportunity. I also want to join my colleagues in congratulating Team Kenya, which was on Tokyo, for a very good performance that really united the country. Recently, we had football and also brought the country together. And Mr. Speaker, I also want to congratulate the government for the good work that is doing for the sportsmen and women in this country. The many stadia that are being built and sports academy, I know they will come a long way in supporting talent in this country. And Mr. Speaker, this has not just come. I know there was a lot of hard work, focus and discipline. And therefore, I also want to urge the students who are here to work hard. And also want to congratulate our school from Taita Taveta St. Mary's. Welcome to Bunge. We are honored to have you here. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and thank you for the opportunity.
Kibagendi.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I also want to take this opportunity to appreciate and congratulate our team that represented Kenya in the Tokyo World Championships. It is indeed a demonstration that the Kenyans' resilience and determination is something the rest of the world should emulate. We would like to call upon government and those involved in the sports, in athletics, to give a bit of attention this time to men. You realize that the men this time didn't perform very well, but we appreciate the effort they put and we congratulate our team for the wonderful job that they've done. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Deputy Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity to be able to commend our athletes. As a lover of athletics and also as the race promoter of the Eldoret City Marathon, I really was delighted to see the performance of our athletes. And as parliamentarians, I'd like to urge us to continue to work on the nurturing part. We have worked on our stadiums. Our stadiums now are world accredited, which means that we can actually be bidding as Kenya to host the next World Championships. Last time we missed the hosting the championships because we did not have the stadiums up to standard. But now we do, thanks to the CHAN football tournaments that were here. We also want to request that the Ministry of Sports puts more effort not only on celebrating the athletes once they have made history, but to also nurture them. We have several athletes, most of them in Uasin Gishu County, Nandi County, and Elgeyo Marakwet County, where the challenge that they have is that they are living in dilapidated camps. The camps are privately owned, and most of them sometimes don't have food and clothes and so on. So one of the things we must emphasize is nurturing them before they make the news. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and I urge all the members to support us on this. Thank you.
Okwome.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me a chance to air my opinion on what happened in Japan. Mr. Speaker, it was a wonderful job. My congratulations to all our teams which were there, and in particular, let me congratulate Odera, who comes from an area where for many years the name of Migori had never been heard in athletics. This is a wonderful thing, and I think it is important I say something to congratulate him, and even to congratulate those who are not concerned, like the Migori people, together with our region. I urge them to do even better so that we can come up and compete nationally and internationally in order that Kenya can also benefit from us in terms of athletics. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Garrido.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. I also take this chance to applaud and congratulate our athletes who are in Tokyo. Mr. Speaker, they did us proud. I was very happy, as many other Kenyans were, when our flag was raised high against other even bigger economies and stronger countries in the world. They really made us proud. I really congratulate them. Mr. Speaker, this year has been a year of blessings to us as a country in terms of sports. Remember even the way our Harambee Stars did us wonders in this country. It shows that our teams and the players, given an opportunity, promoted and supported, can do wonders in this world. Mr. Speaker, we encourage our young people to continue taking part in sports. Remembering that sports is only not a sport these days, it's also a profession that pays well. We encourage our young people to continue participating and giving it the best so that this country can also grow. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mama Busia.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to actually applaud our Team Kenya for flying our flag so high and making every Kenyan realize that actually we do not have boundaries when it comes to such activities. Kenya is one whether it is whatever tribe that is participating in any sport, any event, all Kenyans, the way they get glued on the screen and praise and scream and just wish that we take it, is what we should be doing even in progressing our own world, our own country. I want to also appreciate the President for supporting, motivating these young people. That's all they need from us. We must keep supporting them, their welfare, everything that they need must be given to them on time so that they don't go down, but we add numbers. We need all the counties also to participate in the Olympics, all other games in the world. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Kingara, Honorable Kingara.
Mr. Speaker, sir, for giving this opportunity to congratulate Kenyans who did very well there in Japan and elsewhere. Mr. Speaker, it has been noted that when athletes are motivated, they do their work well. I don't know whether, Mr. Speaker, we have an ample budget in our national budget which facilitates our athletes or sportsmen and women when they're out there. You noted, Mr. Speaker, when Kenyans doing football here were added, they did well. But the question is, do we have a consistent budget which can facilitate them consistently so that we can do well consistently too? Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, even Parliament should honor this appreciation by also coming up strong and even giving a room or a garden, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, remember when I stood here talking matters sports, I requested whether even Parliament can have good facilities, including a field, where we can be doing our own sports affairs, noting that even the private sectors have the same. Mr. Speaker, this is not a big deal. Let's work and have good facilities even for our own self. Finally, Mr. Speaker, the parliamentary games, we are not consistent. I stand and say, in the athletics, we are not consistent. We need to start early, as you directed, but also be guided, especially on which facilities to use. As I stand here, we have not been committed to a serious grounds of doing our, and you know we are old, doing our we are.
Thank you. Wangare says you are all alone. It's not collective. Give him 30 seconds. Yes.
A second. The point I wanted to make, we have very young parliamentarians here, Mr. Speaker, whom I don't find out there. That's the age coming. That's why the age is coming in. Let's have our own young parliamentarians out there competing with the rest of the East African community. Thank you.
Oundo.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. On behalf of the people of Funyula constituency, allow me to congratulate and sincerely thank the athletes that brought honor and fame to the people of Kenya. It was always refreshing to watch. It was captivating to watch whenever I had time to watch. And indeed, it showed that there's another face of Kenya than what is beamed in some other international media all over the world. Honorable Speaker, we continuously urge the Athletics Authority and the sports fraternity to continuously invest in male sports. We seem to start to lag behind in the male sports in athletics, which is not a good sign at all. Our men for many years did much, much better than the ladies. I have nothing against the ladies, but as we invest in women's sports, let's likewise invest in men's sports. And Honorable Speaker, the neglect of the boy child is now being reflected all over, be it in schools, be it in performance, be it in employment, be it in marital status. It is important that society, we must address that matter critically so that we can move at the same pace. Finally, Honorable Speaker, when you talked about the poor performance of Parliament in the Yala Games, Honorable Jacko Amboka said they didn't lose much. They might have lost on the pitch, but they scored other medals And the time for the medals to be seen is almost this time, Honorable Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
The only medals I recognize are the ones I saw. Yes. Mutunga. Yes.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity to bring our gratitude from the people of Tigania West to thank our team that went to Tokyo and really did a great job. Honorable Speaker, the ladies who scored gold many times and our flag raised many times, and the jubilation and the enthusiasm among Kenyans was telling. Honorable Speaker, we are happy that they hoisted our flag high many times. Honorable Speaker, this week, Kenya has been on the global map for very good reasons. Our president did make a very important statement in US concerning the issue in Haiti. And that statement, Honorable Speaker, also tells the world that Kenya is not asleep. Kenya is participating, is on the front line, not only in sports, but in many issues. Honorable Speaker, the discovery that incentive drives commitment in as far as our team was concerned during CHAN was very encouraging. Honorable Speaker, many of our team members of the Kenyan team did a great job. Were it not for the penalty, Honorable Speaker, that cup belongs to the Kenyans. I want to encourage the young people to exploit their talent. The government has invested in many stands across the country. And let this stands be used. Let us also have young people discover their talents early and nurture their talents and take sports and games as an occupation, just like being a professional in any other area. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Kainan.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to join other Kenyans in commending these great young men and women for carrying our flag high in the international community. Mr. Speaker, sports play a lot in promoting tourism, in promoting diplomacy, in creating national pride, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it is the high time that we also commend the government in motivating, in providing facilities and support to these young men and women, Mr. Speaker, which we have seen in the recent months, Mr. Speaker, in providing infrastructural facilities and also offering them other support, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, many countries pride themselves in certain unique identity, Mr. Speaker. And therefore, the Kenyan sportsmen and women have created an international niche in the field of sports for this country, Mr. Speaker. And indeed, we are very proud, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this is also one avenue of creating many job opportunities. And therefore, mine is to say, keep on carrying our flag high, keep on doing very well. And as leadership, let's also provide an enabling facility for these young men and women. I commend you wherever you are. Keep it up. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Ferdinand Wanyonyi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I want to take this opportunity on behalf of my community and on behalf of this House to congratulate the ladies and the men that took part in Olympics in Tokyo. I was actually so moved that, Mr. Speaker, my request today is that I ask you and members present here to host, if we can host these ladies here and those that took part. I think it will be one way of saying they've done very well. And I think because we are actually leaders, national leaders, I was just thinking that maybe that's the best way we can do, because everybody was very excited about what we did and they made us proud. To be number 2, the whole world, is not a joke, it's not a walk in the park. And therefore I take this opportunity to thank those that took part, and particularly my friend Wanyonyi, who I think I would have had my namesake called Wanyonyi, and it was being pronounced very funnily, but the boy did so well. It'd be very nice for us to actually host these athletics here. And I think members will be very happy if you have a cup of tea out there or whatever cocktail you can have with this. I think they'll be very, very proud. I want to thank you for that.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika.
na mimi nichukue fursa hii kwa niaba ya wakazi wa Mombasa kuweza kuwapongeza wachezaji wetu ama wanariadha wetu kutoka Kenya ambao wamenyanyua bendera ya Kenya juu sana katika ulimwengu mzima, Mheshimiwa Spika. Na ukiangalia Kenya ni nchi ndogo ukilinganisha na yale mataifa ya dola kubwa Mheshimiwa Spika, lakini Wakenya wamejitahidi kwa ubora wao, wakaonyesha ueledi wao katika viwanja, Mheshimiwa Spika, wametuletea medali tofauti kubwa, Mheshimiwa Spika, na mimi nawashukuru sana na wapongeza, Mheshimiwa Spika. Na niweze kueleza kuwa, Mheshimiwa Spika, imekuwa ni ada hawa wachezaji wetu ama wanariadha wetu wanaleta ushindi mkubwa nyumbani, lakini ukiangalia wakati wao ambapo wametoka kwenye michezo, Mheshimiwa Spika, unapata wanaishi maisha duni sana, Mheshimiwa Spika. Lakini nina imani hino serikali imekuja na mabadiliko makubwa sana, na nina imani Mheshimiwa Rais atawachukua kwa uzito mkubwa sana ili waweze kuangaliwa pia maisha yao pia waweze kukaa vizuri, kwa sababu wameinua Kenya juu sana, Mheshimiwa Spika. Na hasa ni wapongeze kina mama. Kina mama wamekimbia, wameonyesha nguvu, wameleta medali nyingi, na kina mama ndani ya bunge hili tuweze kuwasherekea hawa kina mama wenzetu ambao wameinua taifa juu. Uso wa Kenya uko juu, imeshinda Amerika, imeshinda Mchina, imeshinda mataifa mengi. Najivunia sana kuwa Mkenya, Mheshimiwa Spika, na leo nawapongeza kama mama Mombasa. Asante sana, Mheshimiwa Spika.
Omboko Milemba.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Speaker. As a sports promoter and a sports person, let me also congratulate these athletes. The performance was very good. Though it's being ranked number 3, I thought this is the best I've seen. And being ranked number 2 was great for Kenya. And it surpassed the performance in Budapest the previous year, where we only got 3 gold and a few silvers. I also want to really thank the government, because the current government is doing something very serious about sports facilities, because the only stadiums we were having, Moi and Kasarani, and now the Moribund city, were done by President Moi. And now we are seeing Talanta coming up, and various others coming up in different regions like Homa Bay and Bungoma and other places. This is very good, because this is what trains these athletes to be what they are. The female athletes were very, very good, and we want to really congratulate them, but then the men must also come up. But I want to say, Honorable Speaker, most of them are very young people, and they really need support. I happened to meet Serem Edmond, and Serem was just walking the streets of Eldoret. They really need support. But finally, the Minister of Education must actually give all the pathways to schools, because under the competence-based education system, we need all the schools to have all the pathways so that the talents can come up. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Masara.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let me add my voice to the ones who have congratulated our team who are in Japan, Tokyo, for the good performance. Fortunately, Mr. Speaker, for the first time in the history of Nyanza, we have gotten a lady by the name Lilian Odira, coming from Suna West constituency, Suba West Division, Ndonyo village, to have gotten a gold medal, Mr. Speaker. This is a good moment for us, and I can say through her, many young girls and boys now will be inspired to also run, because we are known back in Nyanza, we are known to be footballers. But Lilian Odira has proven that there is no limit. She had done what nobody has ever done, and I believe since Suna West there is gold. Some of the gold which were taken by the colonists, she's bringing some of them back. I want to encourage young people that they should not be limited to anything. They can try their potential and do the impossible. Once again, I want to congratulate all athletes who participated in Japan, but especially give Lilian Odira congratulations on behalf of the people of Suna West and Kenya at large. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Harold Kipchumba.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I join my colleagues to thank the athletes, and I just want to take this opportunity to wish every athlete. There are many others who are younger than those that need support. I want to thank the government for having supported sports and athletes in particular. May I also in this opportunity inform this House that there was a Confederation of East Africa and Central Africa Amputee Football Federation Championship, and Kenya amputees became the champions of Africa. And I think this is a great opportunity also to open up and consider inclusion as we promote all other sports in the country. And this particular time, I can say it is a time that the broad-based or the thinking that every Kenyan can play a role. It was great to see a Luo girl, to see a Kisii girl, to see a Luya boy, to see a Kalenjin boy. I mean, it brings all of us together. And it is my wish that soon we have an Abdi running from Mandera. And we promote every other community in Kenya. Last, Mr. Speaker, sir, may I, on behalf of persons with disabilities, appeal also that the government put more efforts and resources in supporting them. There's a team that's supposed to be going.
Give him a minute.
There's a team that's supposed to be going to Nigeria for African Cup of Nations for badmintons. And these are persons with disabilities. I pray that the government would support them and other partners would come in to sponsor them. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you. Naomi Wako.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to congratulate our athletes. In fact, as Kenyans, we feel proud of what they did in Tokyo. To be number 2 worldwide is a great joy to us. And even the people in the villages today are proud of our athletes. Honorable Speaker, our members were able to collect 7 gold. And especially the women who worked very hard, I want to congratulate them for making Kenya proud and for making women of this country proud of what they have done and the entire nation to celebrate. I also want to congratulate the entire team, both men and women, because they have given our nation their best. Honorable Speaker, our president has given a lot of attention to sports and he has motivated them in many ways. Mine is just to say that as leaders, we also need to congratulate and also motivate our members so that they perform well. This has also inspired many other people because in the past we used to say that athletes are only from Rift Valley, but today we can say as a country we can all participate and also win and make this country proud. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and we congratulate our team.
Thank you. Owen Bayer.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to join fellow members in congratulating our athletes, Honorable Speaker, and say that an investment in sports is actually an investment in the pride of the nation. We stand tall as a nation and as a country today celebrating the great feat of our great athletes and our sports people. Honorable Speaker, probably this great feat that happened in Japan is because stems from what we did in the football in Chan. The success in Chan actually propelled our athletes to even want to do better. And I believe, Honorable Speaker, as we go forward as a nation, with the motivation and with the whole country united and rallying for success in the sports fields, Honorable Speaker, we are going to not only succeed on the sports field, but will remain as a country that is united, as a country that is focused, and as a country that is looking for success in every field, Honorable Speaker. And I want to pay great accolades, Honorable Speaker, to this government and to the President for standing by athletes in this country. We have seen him, even before this team, we have seen him bring athletes to State House and giving them some motivation, Honorable Speaker. We saw him motivating the football team, and I also know when he comes back, Honorable Speaker, he'll motivate this team and many other teams that the country comes in, Honorable Speaker. Probably, Honorable Speaker, you need to borrow from the President. The way he did to our team, national team, probably that's what we need to do to the Bunge FC team. So that, Honorable Speaker, they'll be able to do better. I don't want to go to Uganda and come back without a medal. But you can actually engineer success by actually doing President Ruto thing in the House. And we will bring all the trophies, Honorable Speaker, to this House. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
We'll support winners, not joy riders. Thank you, Owen. Mawade?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sir, I also wish to take this opportunity to congratulate our athletes, especially in the ones that won in Tokyo, Japan. That was an excellent showing. We became the world beaters this time around in athletics. Also, we wish to, on the same weekend, we also won in Berlin, the 2 marathons for both the men and the women. So we also want to congratulate them. I will also take this opportunity to congratulate our football team for the CHAN, for their great performance this time around. And we just missed getting to the finals just by a whiskers, and I know we'll do better in the future. The local playing teams, the teams that play in the local league, performed very, very well. The players that play in the local teams fared very, very well. In the same tone, I also wish to bring up the issue of our sports here at Bunge. There is need to better equipped and continue to support our athletics team and Bunge FC. We fared very well in the past, but this time around we did not fare very well, and the reason is because of lack of preparation. In order to perform better, you must have camped a few weeks before the actual game. Also, you need to arrive at site on time. The Ugandans were here 7 days before the game started. We also need the same thing to arrive where we are going this time around to Uganda on time and have enough sufficient friendly. We used to travel in the past. We've gone to Turkey.
Honorable members, I think we'll... yes, Lillian Sioi. I wanted to close here. Okay, Sioi. Where?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I also stand to congratulate our athletics for the good job they have done. But I also wanted to add something, Mr. Speaker. There is a lot of exploitation in our athletics. I don't know if they are called schools or agents that are mentoring our athletics. I just realized that they take too much money from our athletics, and I was wondering if we can come up with a law that regulates, or policies that can regulate how much money they will be charging our athletics. Because most of them really work so hard, Mr. Speaker, but towards the end of the day, even after running so fast and getting a medal or getting whatever gift they're given, it ends up in the hands of other people and not them. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to suggest that we have policies that can protect our athletics on such kind of people.
Namwar. Is it Nabwin, sorry. Nabwin.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, I want to join colleagues in congratulating our teams. Mr. Speaker, you realize the lost glory in both football and athletics is getting back in this country. And as a member of the sports committee, and on behalf of my colleagues, we are proud of what is happening, we're seeing in the country. Mr. Speaker, you realize one thing that has contributed to the success we are seeing is the motivation that the country's leadership is giving to both soccer and athletics. Mr. Speaker, we want to encourage and continue to engage the executive in terms of, construction of the infrastructure that is beginning to, take place in most of the counties, like the sports academy. If we can have these sports academies in all the counties, I think, Mr. Speaker, a lot of our young people will participate in sports. Mr. Speaker, to end, I want to congratulate Dorcas Ewoy. Dorcas Ewoy won with silver behind Faith. And she could be the first Turkana young lady who has won such a medal. I want to congratulate her and thank God that she gets, the strength to move and get to the goal in the next championship. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I want also to join my colleagues to pay tribute to our gallant Kenyans who gave this country something which has never been done. Mr. Speaker, 11 medals and getting the number 2 to the United States of America, Mr. Speaker, was no mean achievement. Mr. Speaker, I would like to thank the President particularly for motivating our sports women and men in this country by giving them some motivational awards. We would like to thank him and ask him to continue supporting these sports. Number 2, Mr. Speaker, I would like to support my colleagues by recommending that we have all these sports academies in all the counties in the country. Mr. Speaker, if we have the academies in the country, in all the counties, I'm very sure we can best get the best. And Mr. Speaker, also diversify in these sports so that we can now go to 100 meters, 400 meters, and other sports in this country. Mr. Speaker, I want to say thank you and welcome our Kenyans who have gone to Tokyo and conquered. We are proud of you. Thank you.
Mulu.
Yeah, thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I also want to take this opportunity to say congratulations to Team Kenya. Honorable Speaker, it was really very nice watching the athletes as they conquered the world. But more specifically, Honorable Speaker, I want to salute our women athletes, Honorable Speaker.
Speak louder.
I want to congratulate the women athletes, Honorable Speaker, because they did extremely well, Honorable Speaker. But, Honorable Speaker, I got disturbed that I watched the games, the athletes also, Speaker. More so, the steeplechase men, Honorable Speaker. You know, this is one of the items you have been getting all the medals. But we are no more there. We are no longer there, Honorable Speaker. So I think we need to ask ourselves what has happened to this particular item where we used to get all gold, silver, and even the bronze. But now we got nothing. I think it's an area we need to revisit, Honorable Speaker, and see how it happens. Honorable Speaker, is a conclusion, the Bunge one. I think practice makes perfect. That's where we are not getting it right. People must train for them to win, Honorable Speaker. Let's train more. I congratulate you, Honorable Speaker, and congratulate Kenyans for this good performance. Thank you.
Polo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. And at the onset, let me join my colleagues in congratulating the team that went to Japan. Tell them kudos because they did a good job. And I take note that our country is well known all over the world because of the sporting activities. I would like to encourage all communities to involve their people because, Mr. Speaker, I was really very happy this time round that the players or the participants who were there were coming from all many tribes. At least for the first time, you could see there's a Turkana, there's a Luo, there's a Kalenjin, and that is good. it at least brings Kenya or unites us so that we are one. So thank you so much. And as us in Bunge here, Mr. Speaker, I would like to encourage the Bunge to at least put more emphasis on these issues of sporting, so that when we go and compete elsewhere or with other countries, at least we bring more trophies. We noticed while we were in Mombasa that we were not, or our players were not fit enough, meaning that there is no provision or there is no time for training. While other countries could actually take a whole week earlier to come and actually train, to familiarize themselves with the fields. So I feel that we need to take we need to give more seriousness to this to sports. Thank you so much, and I congratulate all the teams. Thank you.
Honorable members, the time I allocated is up. We'll end here. I will. Pasaris, you came and solicited to be given a minute to speak. Go ahead.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to stand as a proud Kenyan leader congratulating our team for the good work that they did. Coming number 2 in the world, Kenya is on the map. It's on everybody's lips. Everybody goes to athletic events all over the world to see Kenya win. We are the measure of success when it comes to athletics. And I believe that we need to stand and thank our government, because our government has been rewarding footballers, taking sports really seriously, and that's really good. Mr. Speaker, I want to talk about sextortion. Sextortion was a bill that I brought, and I have to bring it in again because it did not go through in its first session. There's an article today in the People magazine about sex for sports, sex for positions, exploitation of our players by coaches. I think the government needs to really investigate to make sure that our sportsmen and women, especially the young and the old, are not exploited by their coaches and are not having to exchange sexual favors to be able to make the team. That article was damning, and I believe we don't want to taint the name of athletics in Kenya, and any of our teams should not be in a position where they are extorted, and the terminology of sextortion should actually be becoming something that everybody thinks about. I congratulate the team, and I say that as a government we're going to investigate, because no one should have to exchange their bodies to make the team in Kenya. And if that is happening, we need to deal with it. But I want to say congratulations, and as a country, we are proud of all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Ngalechai, 1 minute. After you, Lisa Chelule, 1 minute. And Karani, is that Karani? Kirima, 1 minute. 1 minute each.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. And as you well know, Elgeyo Marakwet is the home of champions. Every athlete in Kenya is either born in Elgeyo Marakwet or training in Elgeyo Marakwet County. Otherwise, if you are not born there or training there, you have no chance of winning any medal. Mr. Speaker, I want to give special tribute to the girls who gave us the 6 gold medals out of 7 gold medals. And this one tells us that we can achieve anything, because if you compare the US, who became the #1, and Kenya in the US is like a drop in the ocean, and we can be #2 in the continent, in the whole world. Mr. Speaker, they did a superb job, and I want to congratulate them and also encourage those who are not able to win the medals, that they have chances to, and they have equal opportunities. And for the male participants, we need to...
Lisa Chelule. Ngalechei, I gave you 1 minute. Chelule, 1 minute.
Asante Bwana Spika kunipatia hii nafasi. Pia nipongeze wanariadha wetu kutoka nchi yetu ya Kenya kwa kushindania medali mbalimbali ambaye tumesikia na tuliwaona. Nimesimama kwa niaba ya Nakuru County kupongeza sana wanariadha ambaye walituwakilisha. Kuna mmoja ambaye anatoka Kuresoi South, Faith Chemngetich, ambaye amekuwa akishindania medali mbalimbali. Tunajifunia kama Nakuru, tunajifunia kama nchi. Pongezi sana, na nataka kuchukua hii nafasi kushukuru President pia kwa kuwapatia motisha ya kujenga viwanja mbalimbali ambayo watakuwa wakijifunza. Asanteni sana.
Kirema.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for giving me this opportunity to contribute to this Thanksgiving to our sportsmen and sportswomen. Mr. Speaker, sir, I take this opportunity to congratulate our sportsmen and sportswomen at the Tokyo Games and say that thank you for what they have done for this country. Also congratulate the President for taking initiative of which has never been taken before by other leaders who were before him, for encouraging our sportsmen and women for what they are doing. But Mr. Speaker, sir, there is a myth that sprinting and running is only done in some parts of this country, yet it can be done everywhere, provided people get facilities which are required and people to train them. I encourage the trainers and the government to take that initiative to transfer.
Thank you. Honorable members, will end here on this. And as we end, we must be very proud of ourselves and our country. How many countries can have an opportunity to have their national anthem sung 6 times in a foreign capital within 2 weeks? It is something we must salute. And as we salute the success in Tokyo, remember over the weekend, 2 Kenyans again, a man and a woman, won the Berlin Marathon. So our powerhouse in athletics is something to be very proud of. And at some point, I'll discuss with the sports committee to see if we can felicitate these heroes and heroines here in Parliament. But more importantly, for the men, the boy child is lost. The boy child is disappearing. And for the Committee on Sports, what happened, Otienda Molo, to our steeplechase? That was our race. If Kenya won 1 gold medal in any Olympics or World Athletics, it was steeplechase. Now it's at least thanks to the young girl, Faith Cherotich. The men have disappeared. Women, take your space and keep the flag flying for Kenya. Thank you very much, members. Let's go now back to order number 7.
Order number 7, questions and statements.
We only have responses to statements. Is Protas Akuja in the house? Akuja is in the house. Russell, do you have the response?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Yes, I do have the response.
Go ahead.
Honorable Speaker, the Member of Parliament for Turkana South Constituency, Honorable thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the Member of Parliament for Loima Constituency, Honorable Dr. Protas Akuja, requested to be apprised of the appointment of chiefs and assistant chiefs in his constituency. The honorable member particularly sought to be informed the reasons for prolonged delay in the appointment of chiefs and assistant chiefs in his constituency, measures that the Ministry of Interior and National Administration is undertaking to ensure that the constituents continue to access government services, and thirdly, specific timelines. Honorable Speaker, on the issue of prolonged delay, the ministry confirms that there are no prolonged delay in the appointment of chiefs and assistant chiefs in the entire country, including Loima. On the measures that the ministry is taking, vacant positions are usually managed by serving assistant chiefs in acting roles. Additionally, assistant chiefs from nearby sub-locations are assigned to serve in vacant ones while awaiting formal appointment. This helps bridge administrative gaps in governance and service delivery. ensuring that constituents continue to access essential government services. Specific timelines. Honorable Speaker, the Principal Secretary has granted authority to appoint the Assistant Chief in the following administrative units in Loima constituency: Kalemunyang, Lorengipi, and Naipa sublocations. The appointment will be notified soon so that they can immediately start the process of authenticating the academic and professional certificates with the Kenya Examination Council and other issuing bodies after completing the authentication of their certificates. The appointees will be deployed accordingly. Honorable Speaker, I beg to respond.
Akuja.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the response from the CS Interior has been fairly answered. However, the CS has tempted to ignore the fact that there is a serious delay in the recruitment of chiefs, especially after the interviews have been done. It takes a long time for those appointment letters to reach those specific persons who have been appointed. A case in point is the stations that have been mentioned, Lorenkipi, Kalemunyang, and Naipa, who did their first interview in 2023. And I'm told they received the appointment letters 2 weeks ago after this statement was issued, was raised. So it had to wait until the statement was raised is when the appointment letters were issued. So the delay is there, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Better late than never. It's done. Thank you. Ariko Namoit is in the house. Yes. Raso, are you ready with that as well?
Yes, Honorable Speaker.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the Member of Parliament for Turkana South Constituency, Honorable Ariko Namoit, has requested to be apprised of the rising cases of insecurity in Turkana County. The Honorable Member particularly sought to be informed on the following: the Lopinding incident involving snatching of a firearm from a security officer, illegal roadblocks in Lodwar town, abduction incident report, organized groups disrupting public gatherings. Honorable Speaker, the ministry's response states as following. On 25th June 2025, during the burial ceremony of late Deputy Speaker of Turkana County Assembly held in Lokchogyo, Honorable Ariko Namoit was accosted by a group of rowdy youths as he was proceeding back to his seat after his remarks. His security detail intervened to shield him. However, in the ensuing melee, a Seska pistol was forcibly taken from his bodyguard. The incident was reported at Lokchogyo police station. Honorable Speaker, the firearm has since been handed over to Lokchogyo police station for safe custody and subsequently forwarded to DCI headquarters for ballistic analysis and also to establish its owner. And a case file to that effect has been opened to establish the circumstances into this incident. Witnesses have recorded statements, and it was established that the weapon was snatched from the security detail of Mr. Philiston Aletia, who then passed it over to Mr. Christopher Ereng, alias Robert Lochokot. Both individuals were placed under investigation in connection with the incident. The file was later forwarded to the ODPP on 14 July 2025 for perusal and advice. The case is pending under investigation and awaiting directions from the Office of Director of Public Prosecution. 2, abduction incident reported and and organized group disrupting public gatherings. Honorable Speaker, on 30th April 2024, at 0524 hours, Ms. Elizabeth Eyanai, a resident of Kanamkemer village, reported at Lokchogyo Police Station, via OB, that Mr. Sami Esinyen Ekitela, the Turkana South constituency manager, had been abducted by a unknown person at Cherinas Hotel. Police officers visited and documented the scene, collecting all items of evidential value. Investigation commenced and preliminary findings revealed that the alleged abduction was in fact a self-abduction incident. The victim was traced to his hideout, where he was hiding to evade arrest in connection with an offense of assault, reported via OB, with Mr. Nimrod Ekamais Lomorukai as the complainant. Statements were recorded in relation to disruption of public gatherings and the assault case. Individuals, 8 of them, were arrested. They were presented before Eldoret Law Court, where the case is pending, charged with the offense of assault causing actual bodily harm, contrary to Section 251 of the Penal Code. The case is pending before the court. Honorable Speaker, the third issue which the honorable member sought is the illegal roadblocks in Lodwar town. On 4th August 2025, the governor of Turkana County, His Excellency Jeremiah Lomurkai, was informed that aliens were being ferried along the Kakuma-Nairobi road at 23:05 hours. He proceeded to the county council sales collection point, where he intercepted a motor vehicle registration number KDU 367E, suspected to be transporting aliens. The governor immediately alerted the OCS Lodwar Police Station, who detained the bus and its passengers and escorted them to Lodwar Police Station. The Director of Refugee Services was notified in liaison with the ODPP. The refugees were presented before court on 5th August 2025 via PCR case 123/2025 and charged with the offense of leaving a designated area without permission, contrary to Section 31(2), as read with Section 41(2) of the Refugee Act. Part B of the same, the specific measures being taken by the Ministry of Interior to curb the rise of hired persons disrupting public gatherings. Honorable Speaker, the following measures have been taken by the ministry to curb. 1, the government continues to sensitize members of the public on the provisions of Public Order Act, Cap 56, in which the law requires that any person intending to organize a public meeting or procession must notify the regulating officer, the OCS of the local police within the jurisdiction, and is to be held at least 3 days, but not more than 14 days before the event. 2, upon receipt of a notification, the OCS is required to develop a security plan for the planned meeting or procession. And thirdly, in the event of any security breach in the public gathering, immediate action is taken through the identification, apprehension, and arraignment in court of organizers, sponsors, and perpetrators responsible for disruption. Honorable Speaker, I beg to respond.
Yes, Ariko.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the chairperson for security has attempted to at least present what the ministry presented to them, but actually, the Lokchoge incident, and specifically Lopidi, The incident was occasioned by the ferried goons from Lodwar town, led by the culprit. Honorable Speaker, the statement by the ministry really contradicts. First of all, they talked about Christopher Ereng to have picked the firearm which was lying on the ground. Then after investigation, they revealed the truth of the matter, that the person who took the gun is one person called Aletia, and handed over to Christopher Ereng. They took this gun up to Kakuma town. That's where the governor called the person in charge of GSU Lokchogyo. And they presented the gun to that person. That person took the gun. The officer took the gun to OCS Lokchogyo. So the question is, how long does it take for justice to be given to those who have suffered from the acts of these goons? Actually, Honorable Speaker, justice delayed is justice denied, because it has taken now over 2 months. This matter is still under investigation, and it is a matter which is straightforward. The person involved are known. I don't know why it is taking this too long. And the reason as to why there are so many cases pending under DCI, and these cases have brought a lot of issues to Turkana County. One person taking charge of security in Turkana, and that is the governor of Turkana County. On the second issue, Chair, Honorable Speaker, the issue of abduction, let me not go into that, because abduction is defined by the Penal Code. 256 is defined. Forceful removal of a person from one point to another. And that is explained very well by the eyewitnesses and not the ESAs from the governor. I don't want to go into that because that matter is still in the court. That matter made me to sleep in prison for 3 days. I was here, Honorable Speaker, when the matter took place in Turkana, and not in Turkana, in Lodwar town, and not in Lokchogyo, as purported by the ministry. Honorable Speaker, the eyewitnesses are there. I don't want to go into that. The third issue...
You are supposed to seek a clarification on the statement as given. You are now making a speech.
Not, Honorable Speaker, I'm trying to highlight and inform the misinformation as issued by the ministry. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, on the last matter on the county governor of Turkana becoming a base commander, a traffic commander for Turkana County. Honorable Speaker, how can a governor go to an extent of going to a roadblock? Then the incidents that took place there, they are there in the media. The police officers and the DCI were beaten by the goons that were ferried by the governor. This matter is in the media. They cannot lie to us. And the governor himself said, I do not want to deal with any security agencies other than the OCS, because he has put the OCS in his pocket. Honorable Speaker, please, we need justice. Turkana County people...
Yes, Benja, what's your point of order? Give Lagat. Benjamin.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, you know, Mheshimiwa is my friend. But in our standing orders, Mr. Speaker, you don't discuss the character of a person without a substantive motion. He has discussed the governor of his county.
You are out of order. He just mentioned him. He didn't discuss him.
Chair, I don't know how...
Which chair?
Honorable Speaker. Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker,
Go on.
rescue how I don't know how the people of Turkana can be rescued. There are several incidences that have taken place in Turkana. The security agencies in Turkana have no tooth or teeth to bite. And specifically one person, and that's one person is known. Otherwise, the people of Turkana will take things on their own hands and protect themselves. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Russell, did you hear that the goons attacked the police?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, you know I am the patron of the Pastoralist Parliamentary Group, and I come from the ASAL. I think Honorable Member is in order to raise the complaints he has raised. And the ministry has attempted to respond appropriately. But there are some things which is heavily laced with local politics. Yes. But as the vice chairman of this committee, what we want to establish...
Benja, you appear to know Turkana more than Kericho. Go on.
Honorable Speaker, there are things he said from the floor of the House that the police do not have teeth to bite. I think the police is a neutral agent in enforcing the law. And none of us, even the Speaker or even the President, nobody is above the law. If they are lawbreakers and they are walking that land called Turkana, I think we'll ask the IG to respond appropriately. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Next, Waitan. Yes, member for Turkana North.
Thank you, Speaker.
Speaker,
I wanted to add my voice on the response to the statement brought forward by Dr. Rico, as a person of interest in Turkana and a leader in that county. Mr. Speaker, from the face value, the concerns brought out by Honorable Rico might look local politics. But the situation in Turkana, the security situation in Turkana is not good for leaders mainly, and those citizens or Kenyans who express dissatisfaction with the leadership of the county. We've had so many incidences. You can imagine, Mr. Speaker, the case of abduction. The victim, at the end of the day, becomes the perpetrator. The victim is made to spend in prison for almost 14 days. The victim who was abducted. Mr. Speaker, these things happen, and it worries people in Turkana because they know the truth. But what comes out of the investigation and the actions of security apparatus is really worrying. So, Mr. Speaker, though, of course, there is politics at play, but what Honorable Rico has brought forward to this House must be looked at very keenly. Mr. Speaker, if you look at the case in Lokchogyo during the burial, it is clear from the report by the chair of that committee that it is not true that the firearm, a government firearm, is said to have been picked from the ground, which is not true. And from the reports provided, you are told that that firearm was collected from the ground.
If you want to controvert what he said, controvert it with alternative facts so that he can be able to be...
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The truth is, the goons varied from Lodwar, and this is what happens. Every time the governor moves from Lodwar to an area where he's doing his activities, there are 3 vehicles full of goons carried to that area, not to provide his security, but to disrupt activities of, things that are contrary to what what he expects to happen.
Thank you. Honorable Raso, you've heard all those. You can investigate and invite the honorable members to your committee to discuss the matter further. Give Honorable Raso the mic.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. We are well guided.
Thank you. The next is Waitan in the House. Honorable Waitan, there's a response to a statement about management of Hajj programs have been requested by Honorable Bashir, that consultations and discussions are still going on, and we put off the matter to next week. So the matter is stayed to Wednesday afternoon next week. Hopefully you'll have finalized what you are doing. Joyce Bensouda. She's not here. Chairman Education. Where's Bensouda? Yes, Eve Obara. Give Eve the mic. You are not Joyce Bensouda by any chance, are you?
No. I am the Vice Chair for Education.
So you are ready to respond?
Yes.
Bensouda is not here.
Bensouda was here and I've tried to reach her.
If Bensouda is taking tea, it means she is not interested in prosecuting her request. So it is dropped. It's not dropped. We stay to next week. You can respond. Yes, yes, Wangari?
Mr. Speaker, not on...
Vice Chair, hold on. Yes, on the same issue?
It was on education, Mr. Speaker.
So let me finish with this first. If Obara, Honorable, you can hold your response to tomorrow afternoon, subject to Bensouda giving an appropriate and acceptable apology. Because she was here and just walked out. And to other members, if you have business on the order paper, try and be here to prosecute so that we don't pile unnecessary business for the later days. Wangari?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for indulging me. Mr. Speaker, allow me to raise a matter which I think may not wait for the normal statement route, the matter of capitation in schools, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the recess, we have been able to interact with many schools and leaders and administrators of schools, and I can tell you, Mr. Speaker, schools are suffering. Even buying chalk, buying a biro pen is almost becoming impossible for schools, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, the explanation the ministry has been giving through the media does not hold water because they say they are verifying. This verification should have been done during the holidays when the children were home. Mr. Speaker, this term is very short. In fact, students should be closing by October 22nd. They are already closing school. We have 3 evaluations and examinations, Mr. Speaker. That is the grade 3 NEC evaluation. We have the KIPSEA for grade 6, and now we have KJSEA for grade 9. How then, Mr. Speaker, are schools supposed to prepare for these examinations, Mr. Speaker? Mr. Speaker, I feel that the Committee of Education and the Ministry of Education should give a way forward. If you have given wrong figures as a head of institution, can that be deducted in the next term? But we cannot afford, Mr. Speaker, to actually be able to make sure that we have held schools in abeyance. They don't know what to do in 3rd term, Mr. Speaker. Maybe you can give direction to the Committee of Education.
Owen Baya, where is your committee chair? Yes, KJ?
Before we get a response from leadership, Mr. Speaker, you might want also to send the business regarding our university education, together with the communication that Honorable Martha is giving, to the Committee on Education. Because as we speak right now, our students who are reporting to university had to go back home. They are sitting in abeyance. not sure what the situation is with the lecturers, not sure whether it is being resolved, whether it is being attended to. So, Mr. Speaker, as you give direction, kindly also direct the Committee on Education to look into the matters of our learners who are in the university and higher institutions of education, so that it does not look like it is a failure purely on just the new funding model, which it is not. It is a whole other issue that needs to be resolved. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Eva Barra, can you bring a response to this on Thursday afternoon?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Sorry, Mr. Speaker. This is a matter that has come to our attention, and I want to commit that by Tuesday next week, we should be able to give a comprehensive statement on the same. Thank you.
Thank you, Tuesday. Next order.
Order number 13, the Kenya Roads Amendment number 3 Bill, National Assembly Bill number 34 of 2025, second reading.
Honorable Peter Kaluma.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the Kenya Roads Amendment number 3 Bill, National Assembly Bill number 34 of 2025 be now read a second time. Honorable Speaker, this bill, though appearing in my name, is brought on behalf of the Legislative Caucus which you constituted to help the House with directions on legal and litigation matters that involve Parliament. That team you constituted, Honorable Speaker, is convened by the Honorable Dr. Otiende Amolo, Senior Counsel, and the Honorable Samuel Chepkonga, also Counsel. And the team, Honorable Speaker, brings together all members of Parliament who are learned, and I'm emphasizing learned in law, who are willing on a pro bono basis to intervene as and when the Honorable Speaker requires. Honorable Speaker, I want to thank you for opening up that caucus to every person of a good legal mind who is willing to be there. I've not seen Honorable Speaker, Honorable Karoli Omondi, but he's one of our best brains here, and I hope he'll be notified now that he's aware that legislative caucus is existent to involve, so that in those matters for which, Honorable Speaker, you've constituted the legislative caucus, Parliament can benefit from his good brain. Honorable Speaker, I therefore, Honorable Speaker.
What's your point of order, Honorable Owen?
Honorable Speaker, you know, the Honorable Kaluma is my senior in many ways. But when he says the few learned members of Parliament, he needs to qualify it to say learned friends, because that's what it means, the lawyers. Because there are many other learned professors here. But to say learned legislators, he needs to qualify it. And when he also says best brains, he needs to qualify it as say best brain in law, because there are other best brains, Honorable Speaker. I think that he needs to put in perspective so that other members here, so he does not sound condescending.
We've had you. Okay, Honorable Kaluma. Are you so guided?
Thank you. It has given me the opportunity to consult the desk, Honorable Speaker, and the desk was concerned that it is possible I may not have moved. I moved.
Yes, you moved.
But for the avoidance of doubt, let me just reiterate that I beg to move that the Kenya Roads Board Amendment number 2 Bill, National Assembly Bill number 34 of 2025 be now read a second time. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Owen Baya intervened when I was thanking the Legislative Caucus for permitting me to move this important bill on their behalf. And I want Honorable Dr. Otiende Amolo, Senior Counsel, to return my compliments to the Legislative Caucus for I'm doing this on behalf of them together. Honorable Speaker, it has also been the view of the Speaker that matters which can be resolved by the leadership of the nation be so resolved without recourse to litigation. And so, Honorable Speaker, I wanted to thank you also for appointing me separately to lead a team which included the Majority Whip, the Honorable Silvana Sosoro, the Honorable Marianne Keitany, the Chair of the Committee in charge of Roads and Infrastructure, the Honorable George Kariuki, and the Honorable Naisula Leisuda, among members, to lead and engage the Council of Governors in negotiating this matter of the roads maintenance fuel levy. Honorable Speaker, I did report to you, and I want to report again that we did all the best we would do to secure that the Council of Governors, bringing together governors of our country, together with the members of Parliament, resolve this issue out of court process. And I thank that team, which, Honorable Speaker, you constituted to work together with me in that endeavor. Honorable Speaker, before I go into the meat of the matter, permit me also to thank the Council of Governors under the leadership of Dr. FCPA Abdullahi Ahmed for what I saw on their part in terms of the leadership they are giving the Council, and particularly the Chair himself. We had several meetings. The most important, Honorable Speaker, was at the Council of Governors offices. And by the way, it was clear from their attitude and ours that the venue where we were meeting to take up these important matters, as people favored to be national leadership now, away from the court, was very pleasant and was commendable. Honorable Speaker, having said all that, let me also thank the chair of the departmental committee in the National Assembly in charge of roads and infrastructure, the Honorable George Kariuki, and the membership of that committee. Not only, Honorable Speaker, for joining us in those endeavors to resolve these matters, which ultimately we agreed required the intervention of this Parliament. And I'm saying Parliament to include the National Assembly, Honorable Speaker, and the Senate, and he joined us through all those meetings. I also want to thank that committee, Honorable Speaker, that because of the urgency of this matter, the committee put aside every work they were doing, Honorable Speaker, to undertake those constitutional requirements under Article 118 regarding public participation, and they did very detailed and expeditious public participation. I've read their reports. I believe the members, because of the importance of this matter, have also read it and benefited a great way from the suggestions they are making, not only in supporting this important bill around the maintenance of roads across the country, but also by way of the improvements they are suggesting. At the right time, Honorable Speaker, we will be able to listen to the thoughts they are proposing and agree. Honorable Speaker, despite all those efforts, a judgment was ultimately delivered by the High Court of Kenya in petition 423 of 2024. That judgment faulted the two bills we are seeking to bring amendments to by way of this bill. And Honorable Speaker, that judgment says largely two things. That these two laws we are seeking to amend currently, although they are dealing with matters of road maintenance fuel levy, which should be used, Honorable Speaker, to maintain all roads across the counties, across the country, do not include the county governments or the counties as also beneficiaries of the funds which come from that levy for purposes of the maintenance of the roads, which are classified and fall within the remit of the counties. And so the Honorable Court says, Honorable Speaker, that that position in the laws we are seeking to amend in terms of Section 47 of the Kenya Roads Act, Honorable Speaker, is unconstitutional because it runs afoul both the principle of devolution, which is a national value under Article 10, Honorable Speaker, and to which we've dedicated a whole chapter in the Constitution to ensure equity, and particularly equitable development. The court also said, Honorable Speaker, that the classification of the roads to the extent that it did not accord with the principles of devolution is also improper and constitutional, null and void. And so the court concluded, Honorable Speaker, that Section 6 and Section 47 of the provisions of the substantive laws we are seeking to amend by this law are unconstitutional, Honorable Speaker, null and void. Most importantly, because the court gave, in that case I've cited, Honorable Speaker, 4 substantive orders. And we have to thank the court because the parties who took the National Assembly and the Senate and other roads agencies to court actually sought 13 orders, including orders for costs, but essentially 12 very substantive orders. The court made an order number D, and this is the one order I want to draw the attention of the members to. Having found that those provisions were inconsistent with the Constitution and therefore were null and void, the court said there shall be no allocation of funds from the road maintenance fuel levy fund. That does not include the county. That does not include the counties. And so disbursement of monies must include the counties because, as I've said, devolution is not just a national value and principle of governance, but it's also a matter so important for ensuring equity that we've dedicated a whole chapter of the Constitution to that matter, Honorable Speaker. And so that is where we are. As expected, Honorable Speaker, this matter was taken to the Court of Appeal by the National Assembly, by the Legislative Caucus, when it was remitted to them by your Office for Intervention, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Speaker, there is an appeal. This is Civil Appeal number E427 of 2025, in which we are contesting on behalf of the National Assembly and the aggrieved Kenyans the declarations of the court. Within that appeal, Honorable Speaker, we did seek orders from the court of a conservatory nature, suspending the operation of the judgment until that appeal is heard on its merits and determined. Honorable Speaker, I want to report to the House, and it is already known, that that application, which was presented to the Court of Appeal for orders suspending the judgment, was allowed by the Court of Appeal. And I want to thank the Court of Appeal. In public interest, it was so allowed because, Honorable Speaker, those sections which we are seeking to amend now and which have been the subject matter of those litigations, if the judgment was not suspended, those provisions were going to derail and undermine the operations of the roads agencies we've established under these statutes completely. And we're going to secure that even if legislative interventions were made, Honorable Speaker, as we are seeking to do, Honorable Speaker, no road was going to be maintained in that intervening period. So I want to thank them. But I want to emphasize, Honorable Speaker, that though the Court of Appeal gave that order of stay of enforcement of the judgment in terms of all those substantive orders, that order of stay was only given for a period of 12 months, beginning July, when the order was issued. So what it means, Honorable Speaker, is that if the appeal is not heard and a favorable determination made by July next year, the bad situation for which stay was sought and given by the Court of Appeal was not given. Honorable Speaker, I have absolute confidence in the success of the appeal that is pending before the Court of Appeal, filed by the National Assembly and the aggrieved roads agencies. And I have no doubt in my mind, Honorable Speaker, even as I move the consideration of this bill by the House, that there is a chance, and a very high chance, probability, that that appeal must succeed. But Honorable Speaker, there is a good reason as to why we are favored to be in leadership position at this point in time. And there is a good reason, Honorable Speaker, as to why Kenyans chose us out of the 55 million Kenyans in the country to be in this arm of government whose core mandate is to legislate. And so I want to confirm, Honorable Speaker, that this bill is being brought not to concede that the appeal will not succeed, but as a point of leadership confirmed by those previous meetings we've had with even the members of the Council of Governors under the leadership of Dr. Ahmed Abdullahi, and of course the other meetings and interrogations, to do what is right in public interest for the people of Kenya in spite of what other processes could be there. Honorable Speaker, that therefore now brings me to the substance of this bill. It's a very short bill. We are effecting amendments to a number of provisions in the Kenya Roads Act and in the Kenya Roads Board Act. Honorable Speaker, if you look at clause 2 of this bill, and I know because of its importance, all members have looked at it, we are seeking to amend the current section 2 of the Kenya Roads Act, which appears to date to be only speaking to national roads. I understand that is so, Honorable Speaker, because that law was enacted well before the current constitution. And it is something that needs to be cleaned up. If you looked at the 4th schedule of the constitution, the categories of roads in the country are national trunk roads and county roads. And so we are making it clear that these laws, to be in conformity with the constitution, Honorable Speaker, cannot be restricted just to national roads as is the case now, but must now have a category of national trunk roads falling within the remit of national government roads, or roads to be maintained by national government, and then county roads. Honorable Speaker, at clause 3, we are dealing with the matter of classification. And this is the substantive amendment to the contested current section 47 of the Act. And so we are clearing that in line with the judgment and to the extent agreed by the House of Parliament, Honorable Speaker, the new roads classification will accord with the first schedule of this bill so that we can carry the entire country aboard. And Honorable Speaker, if you go to the first schedule, you will see, Honorable Speaker, those various categories which have been existing in the law we are seeking to amend, and the proposed new categories. So we are proposing a category AS and category A and B to fall under national government. The description is there. Honorable Speaker, I've looked and, at the report of the departmental committee in charge of the subject matter, and I have noted they are proposing the crunching together of AS and A into one road category. It will be considered by the House at that point in time. Honorable Speaker, at the level of national government, we also have those roads which are falling within cities and urban areas or leading into critical facilities within urban centers. And so you see under the first schedule at page 788, Honorable Speaker, a category A2 for urban roads. Again, they are categorized as A, U to signify it being within urban jurisdiction, category B, U, and CU. In terms of rural roads, Honorable Speaker, falling within the mandate of the national government for maintenance, at page 789 of the bill, there is category C, which has not been amended much. It is what is currently existent, Honorable Speaker. But Honorable Members, I want to alert you to a new category being proposed by myself on behalf of the Legislative Caucus, category SP, Special Purpose Roads, and category SR, Security Roads. The Special Purpose Roads are described as roads providing direct access to places of specific national, social, or economic importance, including industrial and commercial areas and government institutions, such as schools, hostels, if they were to be national government referral facilities falling within the remit of national government, prisons, government housing, and such national government facilities. And Honorable Members, I confirm this is a very important category that we are introducing. We've had cases where if we go with the existent classification, then very many schools, especially schools in rural areas, would not have access roads. We also have roads which are classified in the manner that they are classified currently. But Honorable Speaker, you may be having a school between a national government road and a county government road. Worse still, Honorable Speaker, you may have a situation where a river is also cutting between those two roads. If we do not create a category that can allow the Kenya Rural Roads Authority, Honorable Speaker, to construct things like box culverts, or what we call bridges in common parlance, Honorable Speaker, to connect those schools and make them accessible, Honorable Speaker, we will have a situation where those national government facilities not falling within the remit of clear classification in terms of the road networks in the country currently may not be accessible. Honorable Speaker, we've been told by the CS in charge of National Treasury that since independence, it is now some 63 years later, that the national government is doing a box culvert or a bridge across River Tana. The children of that area, the children of Kenya, Honorable Speaker, have been crossing that river, and we know that this river is highly infested with crocodiles, risking their lives just to get education for 63 years. We are saying, Honorable Speaker, that if funds were to be available, such a road would be done even if it is not linked directly, Honorable Speaker, to a national government road or a road falling within the remit of the county, so that the children of Kenya, wherever they are, and the people of Kenya can, Honorable Speaker, access those critical facilities. Honorable Speaker, in terms of security roads, we are leaving its determination, Honorable Speaker, to the ministry that will be in charge of internal security. I've been in that committee, Honorable Speaker, for very long. And I can confirm that the last time I visited, Honorable Speaker, Laikipia, there is this big forest where cattle rustlers, take animals to. It's called Mukogodo Forest. And then once the animals are inside there, you will be told even police cannot dare enter that forest. The rustlers will do whatever they want with them. And in our assessment, if such a road were to be categorized as a security road, that is a road that would be easily, fall under this classification. And so the funds would go to create a road through there. Honorable Speaker, if you go to northeastern Kenya, the main reason we have AIDs, the explosive devices, is that these terrorists normally dig, just the Maram areas and plant the explosives there. Okay? And we know the coast as a nation where even our security personnel are moving and they are all overturned and killed instantly. We are saying that under this category, places like Northeastern, places like Boni Forest, places like areas along the Indian Ocean which are problematic with these people, beyond the other categories which fall within national government, Honorable Speaker, and which fall within the counties, those roads can be done for better security. We have the case, Honorable Speaker, of Shakahola. And let me say, Honorable Speaker, we visited Shakahola when the tragedies there and the atrocities which were being committed against Kenyans there, started. Honorable Speaker, it is so vast. Let me say on the mic that if we just did some security roads across that vast thorny area, those cases would not be there. But currently, the area is so vast, it is so large, it is so big, it has those thorny trees we've been struggling to eradicate, so vast that once you push people in from the road coming from Majilagobaya through, Honorable Speaker, you cannot hear what is happening to a Kenyan inside there. No wonder we are dealing with radical extremism, violent extremism, with even integration of religion. But you have people in court, but the thing is continuing. And you've had people, honorable members, asking, where are the neighbors when all those Kenyans are being killed? And I can tell you, the numbers of Kenyans who have died in such a place, the numbers you hear may not be the entire number of Kenyans who have, been killed and have decomposed there. Such places need security roads because it becomes a security necessity for purposes of intervention. So, Honorable Speaker, though all the classifications in terms of the county roads are DE, but we've included DU, you had indicated, honorable members, means urban, and EU for roads falling within the current D and E under the remit of the counties, but falling within urban areas like Homa Bay Town, like, other cities, so that we don't just have, either the national government or the county doing roads without considering also urban areas. And I think this is a very good category, because if you were to look at even Nairobi, you will be giving money to Nairobi County under the systems we establish, Honorable Speaker, but you'll end up with the danger that the governor may tell you we are not doing Maram Road, in which case these monies may not end to the direct use. And subject to such improvements as the members and the committee will recommend and the House may agree and resolve, Honorable Speaker, highly commend that categorization. Honorable Speaker, we have introduced clause 47A. And clause 47A, what we are doing, Honorable Speaker, is to place specific, responsibilities to the counties. We are saying, Honorable Speaker, that unlike the equalization fund and other funds, we will not just send money to the counties there and they do nothing about it. And so a number of proposals are being made under clause 47A to clarify what responsibilities the county governments will have and shoulder for maintenance, rehabilitation, and development of county roads within the prescribed national standards and policies. Honorable Speaker, this is critical. We had cases being reported from some counties, I'm happy it does not include Homa Bay, where you have the Constituency Roads Committee under Kera does a road, but a county, instead of doing roads with the funds it receives, the county, Honorable Speaker, just employs people who are, taking notes of what roads are being done. And the road is being done by the Constituency Roads Committee under Kera, or Kera, Honorable Speaker, at something like 5 million. When you look at records and you saw those processes in the Senate, Honorable Speaker, you hear on the same roads, our county also spent 50 million, nearly 10 times what Kera spent without doing anything. I can tell you, not in Homa Bay. Homa Bay is the best county currently. Top class county. And a female governor who is the best in this country currently. Yeah, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Kajwang is a son of Homa Bay. He has a polite way of distracting me. and we've dealt with it. Yes, Honorable Speaker, we are putting clear responsibilities, and there are a whole array of them. So that unlike equalization fund, which you send, and we were sending them here the other day, you have no follow-up system in terms of what is being done. We now want the counties to create even a department in charge of roads, employ qualified people there. An account will be opened, Honorable Speaker, with the central bank. This money goes, and for audit and accountability issues, it is very, very easy. Honorable Speaker, at clause 47, we are dealing with road signage, and I think it is tied to the processes we did. We need it to be clear, Honorable Speaker, that when there is...
You can proceed. Give him more time.
Because I'm just going to the meat of the matter, but I'll be brief. Give me only 5 minutes, Honorable Speaker. I thank you. Honorable Speaker, we want signages so that it is clear. This road is a county government road. This road is a national government road. This road has been done by Kenya. This road has been done by Kura. This road has been done by KRA. So that we can avoid these issues of, Honorable Speaker, the situations where there can be, corrupt practices and want of accountability over matters roads. Honorable Speaker, lastly, and the most thing we are dealing with, and Honorable Speaker, you will see this in the bill, and I know members have looked at it, is having been, thought that we are adding the counties, we have to reorganize the percentages into which, the roads maintenance fuel levy is to be shared. And so, Honorable Speaker, the bill proposes that counties will get 5% of the total amount of funds collected by under the road maintenance fuel levy, fund. Honorable Speaker, because we have created that new category of sharing, the existing categories have to go down. So counties will get 5%. We are moving the allocation of Kenya, which was initially at 40%, Honorable Speaker, down to 36% to accommodate that share to the counties. Honorable Speaker, we are then moving the allocation, which was going to Kenya Urban Roads Authority, Kura, from 15 to 14%. And Honorable Speaker, we are then moving the allocation, which was initially being accorded to Kenya Rural Roads Authority at 32% to 31%, by 1% to accommodate that addition to the county. I know, Honorable Speaker, some would be asking, why are we giving the counties 5? But Honorable Speaker, I'm saying that this is not equitable share. Counties still receive an equitable share, a portion of which will be going to roads. This is money from the collection of fuel levies for the maintenance of roads based on the roads classifications per county. And in consultation with the ministry that is relevant, Honorable Speaker, it is confirmed to us that by classification currently, if you looked at the total, the 5% would secure that the roads falling under the remit of our county governments, Honorable Speaker, are maintained and in a good state for all Kenyans. That section 6 is what I've dealt with under that provision, and is a very critical provision. I would urge the members to accommodate it. Without much ado, Honorable Speaker, I want to thank the members for the opportunity to present this matter on their behalf. And Honorable Speaker, I know I've given enough detail. I want to thank you for the support you've given, Parliament in the exercise of this legislative, act, Honorable Speaker. And I beg to move, and permit me, therefore, having moved, Honorable Speaker, to request that the Honorable Dr. Otiende Amolo, Senior Counsel, seconds. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Proceed, Honorable Amolo.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I rise to second the Kenya Roads Amendment number 3 Bill of 2025. Madam Speaker, there's an issue that the Honorable Owen Baya raised, and he did not get the benefit of a response. Wherever he is, he will have to know that there's a distinction between learned and educated. Even if you can be a professor of everything, you can only be educated. You will not benefit from being called a learned friend. So the Honorable Owen Baya is educated and is my friend. He's my educated friend, not my learned friend. In fact, in the English tradition, the word learned friend was actually reserved to peers, barrister to barrister. When a barrister was referring to a solicitor, they would say, my friend, not even my learned friend. You must get the history of why lawyers are called learned, then you can start questioning it. But I do not have time to go into it. Suffice it to say, the Honorable Owen Baya, that you are my educated friend, and when we go for tea, I will explain at length why you cannot be my learned friend. Madam Speaker, very briefly, this bill transcends 2 committees and a caucus. This bill transcends the Justice Committee, it transcends the Roads Committee. But it was found wise to now have it adopted by the caucus because we have the benefit of dealing with those committees and beyond. For indeed, Madam Speaker, as Honorable Kaluma has explained, the bill is a result of consensus and consultation by the executive, by Parliament, by the various roads agencies, by the governors, and by everyone who cared to listen. Indeed, even the President was involved in this discussion. Madam Speaker, the bill is necessary because it has to fill the lacuna that was created by the decisions of the court. When the court declared 2 significant sections of the relevant laws as unconstitutional, and although we chose to appeal it with success, it was still important to address the issue beyond peradventure. Therefore, it comes in to fill the lacuna that arose out of Section 6 and Section 47. At this stage, let us explain 2 things, Madam Speaker. One, contrary to popular belief, the monies allocated to KERA, both under the original provisions and under this bill, are not put in the hands of members of Parliament. These monies are administered by a national entity called Kenya Rural Roads Authority. KERA itself has regional managers, it has managers in each constituency, then it has a committee where the Member of Parliament does not sit in. The limited role of the Member of Parliament is like any elected leader because the Member of Parliament has a view, a landscape view of the roads in the constituency. So you are able to suggest that please balance it out between the wards, please this one is worse than the others, and that is a role that is called representation. Secondly, these are not funds that are allocated for devolution. These are funds that are appropriated for the national government. And as such, when they then come back to be used, whether in the wards, in the constituency, in the counties, they are being used as decentralized funds, not devolved funds. And therefore, those who argue that we should abandon this because of devolution are missing the point. This is not money meant for devolution. This is money meant for national government, but because the Constitution requires access to all services and decentralization, they are then decentralized in that manner. I hasten to add that when the judgment was rendered and the provisions were to lapse on 21st of June, before the last financial year, it took the intervention of the President in consultation with Parliament and the agencies and the governors to agree on some form of allocation. And I believe what was agreed was 35%, and there was a balance of 30%, which on behalf of the members of Parliament, we will be requesting that now it should be released pronto. It has not been released to date. It ought to be released immediately. Madam Speaker, Section 2 does what has not been done before by reclassifying roads as national and county. And then the national roads are reclassified as highways, urban roads, and rural roads, which is very important. But what's most important